let's go.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full send. Said good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full send.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't left and they so mad, it's like
good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full send. Said good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full send.
yeah, hey, look what I got. New whip with no top. Cooking up no stove top. Ice cold, no snow drop. Big budget ass, big facts. Big money in the contract. Been running no contact. New record with the new tracks. Yeah, they been sending me new plaques. I don't really need new plaques. Nah, big rock with the suplex. Yeah, new rock got a new flex. Yeah, I'm current, I'm a new trend. Now boys with the full send. Yeah, like I said, no new friends. We don't really need new friends.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full send. Said good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full send.
Yeah. Never dispose of the pen, I'm at it again, we close to the end. The older I get, emphatic I am. They try to pretend, they try to be friend, wreak havoc instead. Look at the trends, can't comprehend my dramatic ascent. I'm heavenly sent, they try to condemn. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the man. Yeah, different vision but the same goes. Big collision off the main road, that's the beaten path where my brain goes. Felt the devil's wrath off my halo. Hella stones, no Thanos. Hella gold, no rainbow. This is hella genius in my brain lobes. Hella gross as far as revenue goes. Bought me a net for these Benjamins though. You not a threat, you an enemy though. Broke me a sweat, killing enemies slow. Body offset all these feminine flows. Hardly upset, but you testing me though. All of these stats are depressingly low. Why your girl think I'm a specimen though? Drugs and them perks is my medicine though. There's no comparison. Black in America, little too arrogant. I just embarrass y'all niggas irrelevant. I shouldn't mention it. That's royal etiquette. Out of my element, way too intelligent. Grab you a therapist, send in my sentiments. Neck full of sediments. Cop me a Tesla and skirt through the valley. Drop the investment in Silicon Valley. All this cake, but I'm missing the patty. Might mess around and just move to Miami. Drums are so loud that they breaking the chassis. King of the grass like I'm Lionel Messi. I am not crass, but my mental is messy. Mud in my glass while my pencil is sketching. All these rappers, but no one impressed me. Most of them actors at labels is testing.
Check, 1, 2, ayy, check. I don't know if I can rap this shit. Yeah, ayy, yeah. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's poppin'. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I took the phone that they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. I see you looking, I see you watching. Wasn't too long ago, we was just talking. I'm sorry you hate me now, and I don't mean that I'm sorry for me. I'm just sorry for you, cause you won't get to see what a high king can do when he's given the chance to become what he knew he could. Not much just popping, oh, and I'm shocking. I'm just from Buffalo, I shouldn't make it. Was right by my auntie, but that woman hated me. Good at pretending for everyone faking it. Now I'm awake and I see why they made the choice to kick me out just as soon as I made the choice. Now I'm a king, yeah, that's the thing. Happens a lot. Fatherless kids, yeah, we come by the lot. Changing shit whether you like it or not. He would come like it or not. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Fuck the whole industry, music and media. Started my own shit, I don't think they feeling me. I just don't get it, so fuck it. I'm done with all this luck shit. Y'all think y'all scaring me, so I address it. But now all your niggas is running. All of your monsters just running. No talent, but your shit is funded. Now all y'all think y'all real funny. Clown flexing with that fake money. Can't buy shit without real shit, so you rent shit cause you real dummy. Just invest in mine like a broker. New money coming soon. Yo, last post got like 50,000, but you can't fill the fucking room. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Ay, all of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My Benny's are blue, but the product is green. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury your talents. Cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents. Guess what I'm saying? I pray on these niggas. There was a day when I'd pray for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does away with these niggas. I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. My mental is gross, but my verses are kosher. These girls going wild, but I'm not a poacher, so I just keep shining like Elon, I'm solar. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My Benny's are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money, only game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones. Everybody wanna be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs. Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame the guns, can't save our loved ones. I grew my funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs, I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all chasing money, you want the exposure. Y'all think y'all funny and snake Gucci loafers. I don't give disclaimers, I rap full disclosure. These niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks on plus stacks when I'm older. Stacks when I'm older. Yeah, stacks when I'm older. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My Benny's are blue, but the product is green.
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 3183 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in Zahrealm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, Beaches, Booshes, Bustus, Hustlers, and Yo-Hos? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you is sponsored by Everson K2, flexing on all you beach.
The fucking Catalina wine mix.
Fam, it is cold. The nips are diamonds. It is freezing down here in Florida. It's like 56 degrees, which is absolutely insane.
Wow.
Now, of course, it's snowing in some areas of Florida. It's snowing in the Panhandle. Like, there's actually snow. But of course, not all Florida is created equal, but it is cold and drizzly and rainy. So this is the equivalent that we get in the real parts of the Sunshine State. I mean, Orlando gets freezing, up north gets freezing, but you know, in southern Florida, we have nice weather. It's beautiful down here, but it's a little bit nasty. So why don't you drop in the comments, because there's that polar vortex bullshit going on everywhere. What's the weather like where you are? Hopefully you're staying warm. Hopefully you're making sick gains, and wish you the best with those nip covers. Today I'm rocking the Frosty the Swole Man. This is cold, and I didn't have to wear the sweatshirt, but I decided to, because it's got to be comfortable when you're making those gains, banging your ear holes in the Daily Swole. Hashtag Make America Swole. Drop that in the comments down below. We got a great Swole card today. Make sure you drop that in the comments. We'll give that away at the end of today's episode. And of course, you can head on over to swolenormousx.com and join the fam today. We got awesome specials going on there, 3-month and annual for people that are interested in taking control of their fitness and accessing the greatest fam in Zahrealm, downloading the Swolenormous app and making those gains, because we are crushing it over there. A lot of amazing new members. A lot of things are going down, new masterclasses, new merch, new recipes, all that stuff. So go check it out. Join the fam today. Let's get into today's episode. Thanks for being here. We're live on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. And of course, you can bang your ear holes, stretch them out over on Spotify, Apple Podcast. Share it with your friends. Thanks for being here. Let's get into today's episode. We got one from Jacked Santa. Let us jump right on into it. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. It is cold outside. Just let me put that inch in. Please. It's chilly. Jack Santa responding to an email saying, but it's the weekend. Our meal prep includes the weekends, so no variation there. The weekends, however, do present a problem for recovery. We tend to want to spend more time in the gym. Being creative and mixing in different activities is important to help us keeping us on a schedule. Instead of spending more time in the gym, weather permitting, we will plan on a hike around the Lake Lanier or Blood Mountain. Ooh, that's a good name. These hikes are not a race, merely time spent out in the fresh air and enjoying nature. Yes, we pack our own food and hydration and just enjoy the day. And of course, those emails that I send out, you can go to makeemailswoleagain.com and get on the email list. It's free for members, non-members. You'll get your email stretched out with the knowledge cock. But just because the weekend, it's Wednesday, but use this for any day. But of course, when Thursday and Friday run its course and come around, people punch out. A lot of your friends or family, everyone's obviously fucking off. And it doesn't mean that you have to go to the gym and lift heavy weights. Maybe that's part of your schedule. That's great. But you can also just be active and stay on point and go and enjoy yourself and do other things that are physically active and use them as recovery days and go and enjoy nature. So that's fantastic. Thanks for sharing, Jacked Santa. And that is very fitting for the hoodie that I'm wearing right now, the Go to the Fucking Gym, Frosty the Swole Man. We have one from the app from Jennifer. I answered this in the app. If you guys have any other thoughts, you could drop in the comments. Jennifer says, hey, Pops. Read something disturbing about Premier protein drinks, which, to be honest, I had not thought a lot about what was in them, but I bought them because they were better than the other alternatives that were available. Then I hear an ad from Javi Protein, parentheses, supposedly great protein coffee without the bullshit, thoughts or just all bullshit. added question when you say grass-fed and quote finished. What does finished mean? So I'll start with the last part first. A lot of products say grass-fed, but if they don't say grass-fed and grass-finished, or they don't say 100% grass-fed, that means the cows were fed grains for the last 20% or something of their life. So if it just says grass-fed, you are getting some grain, some GMO corn and soy and stuff like that. So you want to see 100% grass-fed. You want to see 100% grass-fed or 100% grass-fed and finished or grass-fed and finished. 100% is usually the verbiage, but understand that if it's not specifically delineated, there are some other factors that they're being fed. So anyway, that's important. The details are important because what you put on the labels legally can be skirted and framed in different ways. I don't know anything about Premier Protein. I've never heard of it. I don't know what Javi or Javi or Java protein. I don't know if that was a typo. I don't know any about that. But what I will say is that you can get grass-fed protein, grass-fed whey protein concentrate or isolate. Concentrate is going to be less processed. The one that I like, I think it's called Nature Force. I have it on my Amazon store. I've never had any issues with it. I like unflavored. It mixes well. Feel good when I have it. So that's just my take. And I think it's in the Amazon store and I added it there. And you want to make sure you get the highest quality possible and test these things, right? If you don't eliminate it, if you don't test, then you don't know how it actually, you react. What I would recommend is a lot of times these sources, if they're ultra processed, you could have heavy metals in them. If they're not third-party tested, then they could have other things in them. If they're not third-party tested, then they're not confirmed to have X, Y, and Z or what they promote or what they say on their labels. And of course, a lot of companies have a lot of these flavorings. They'll have aspartame, they'll have sucralose, they'll have all these other additives. So when you look at any supplements, you want to make sure there aren't a lot of additional fillers because you're paying for that. And what you have to look at and do the math is how much protein you're getting per scoop and how much you're getting per serving. And you can actually price that out and see how much you're paying for the actual protein. If you're getting cookies and cream and you're paying for that, you're paying for that. So something that is grass-fed and finished and something that is just whey in that sense, and you're getting it and there's no fillers, there's no soy lecithin, and there's no sunflower or soy lecithin, you might be paying more, but you're actually getting more protein for what you're paying for, if that makes sense. So if you're consuming something that is called birthday cake flavor, you're paying for all those artificial flavors. So you might actually be paying more for the protein that you're consuming, plus the potential inflammatory additives. So just keep that in mind. Okay. I don't know about those brands. There's so many brands out there, and it's just important to pay attention and to know what you're consuming and make those choices accordingly. Remember, if you have not done an elimination, you might not notice what these individual foods do because you could still be consuming other things that are causing problems. And you might not notice that something that you eliminate was also causing you a problem, but you were still consuming other things that are causing you a problem. So you might eliminate something. Oh, I still have the issue. It wasn't that. It could be that plus other things you're still doing. So again, you have to be a student of this and pay attention and test and try different things. And this is a lifelong process where you're just actually paying attention. So if you take the authority and you put the onus on yourself and you take responsibility, understand that this is something that you're always aware of. And it's your choice to put whatever it is in your body, no one else's. So you don't need the Trump administration to ban seed oils. You can stop eating those today. You can just choose to make your own food and not put garbage in your food. So it's not complicated. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. Let's see. Phoenix says on YouTube, Premier was used in a study and they have a whole bunch of shit in it. Didn't really result in gains. Probably soy and stuff. Is that a big brand? I honestly have never heard of it. Is it sold? Is it a Walmart brand? Is it something that's in stores like that? Or is that just GNC, things like that? I haven't heard of it. Maybe if I see the label, oh, I've seen that before, but there's so many brands out there now. It's really not about the brand name. It's about what is in it. Because there's a lot of new brands that are coming out that will map to what I just talked about because more people want things without garbage in them. So there's room for new brands. There's room for new things. Again, go to makeemailswoleagain.com and sign up for the email list. Phoenix says Walmart. That makes sense. That makes sense. Remember, when you're doing any kind of sourcing and you are creating that kind of volume. So if it's being sold everywhere and it's at Walmart, you have a contract like that. There's a lot of Walmart stores. So you're doing a lot of volume, and understand that whenever you have quantity, it doesn't automatically mean that quality goes down, but usually it takes a back seat for the quantity. And if you're doing that kind of mass producing, doing it properly and selling it for a certain price point that Walmart might require. I don't know everything that goes into selling something at Walmart, but you can only imagine that there are going to be certain things with certain volumes. If you want to bring your price down, they might say, hey, we can sell this for X amount. And then people start cutting corners because they'll make a lot of money if they add a couple things here. They might compromise, or sometimes these really high quality brands get bought out by larger pharmaceutical or food companies or supplement companies. They get bought because they have a big following. They sell their company for $20 million. And then these other companies change the ingredients. So it might start off being a certain way and you keep on buying it. And then you realize, oh, they put this stuff in there now. Why they put that in there? Because a lot of times these companies sell and essentially sell out. They'll sell their brand. They have a nice exit for 20, 50, $100 million or whatever it is. And then these other companies dilute the brand and use that to maximize their profit and this and the other. But of course, you have to understand that you are going to get oftentimes what you pay for. And if you want certain things, you're going to have to understand that you are going to pay for a higher quality product, which just makes sense. If it's higher quality, you're going to pay more. And then over time, as there's more competition and more demand for these products, then there'll be more competition and pricing will go down, this, that, and the other. So, all right, let's get into some questions. We'll load up Instagram. If you have live questions, hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Let's get into it. We got a couple from Instagram stories, and as Instagram live stream loads up, we'll take some more questions. So let's take this first one.
What's in the box?
SynMG. Papa Swolio, been training for years. Tips for treating unspecific back pain. My physio said just work around it. Fam, can I even answer this question?
Matt Damon.
Training for years, cool. I don't know what that means. Tips for treating unspecific back pain. Well, how can I give you a specific answer for what does that mean? Unspecific back pain. Physio said just work around it. Well, you have to work around any kind of injury or limitation, but it depends on what's causing the back pain. It could be food related. It could be inflammation. You could eat foods that are causing you inflammation, have joint pain. You can have issues from grains and wheat germ agglutinin. You can have issues with vegetable oils and seed oils, and everyone has different sensitivities. So if you're unspecific back pain, I don't know what that means. My goodness. So definitely you want to work around it, but you want to address the issue also. Super vague. Vague questions get vague answers. DF Hines. Papa Swolio, how to grow an awesome beard. The beard question returns. Well, genetics do play a role, but of course, the food that you eat leads to hair, skin, and nails. So I appreciate everyone that's like, oh, I love your hair, I love your beard. People are like, oh, your skin looks so clear in videos. Well, I also don't eat garbage, and I get sun when I can. Obviously, today is not a sunny day, but what you eat is what you're going to become. What do you think becomes your muscles? What do you think becomes your hair? What do you think becomes your skin? What do you think becomes your organs? The nutrients and the foodstuffs that you consume. So you are going to have stronger hair, skin, and nails if you eat higher quality foods, proteins, collagen, beef, eggs, dairy, right? Grass-fed and finished. I like raw dairy. You can have your own issues with that, or, oh my God, you're not pasteurizing your dairy. It's going to kill people. Well, I eat organs, liver, bone marrow. I eat a lot of high quality foods, and that has helped, even for me, helped tremendously. And of course, if you want a nice beard, don't shave. Don't shave. A lot of people are shaving their face and wondering why they can't grow a freaking beard. So don't Matt Damon me. Okie dokie. Moss questions. Somebody 1884. Papa Swolio on Instagram. bodybuilding, powerlifting, calisthenics, or functional training. So again, these Instagram story questions are always, they got to be limited with characters. So this question is unanswerable. I mean, there really is no, can we just talk about functional training? There really is no such thing as functional training. Bodybuilding is functional training. Building strength is functional. Yoga is functional. All these things are functional. You're going to tell me that building muscle and strength is not functional? That's ridiculous. So if you're calling functional training standing on one leg, balancing in the middle of the ocean with a band, with a kettlebell over your head, that's just circus training. So all strength training and building muscle is functional. There's no such thing as non-functional muscle. Like, it's great. So if you're asking me, is bodybuilding better than powerlifting? Not if you're trying to be a powerlifter. So these kinds of questions are irrelevant. What are you trying to accomplish? What are you doing this for? And in my opinion, for the average person, which is pretty much everyone watching this, I'm the average person, you want to build muscle. You want to build muscle, improve strength, and work on your 7 pillars and improve all aspects of your health and wellness. So everyone should be building muscle. If you specifically want to become a powerlifter, then you need to train like a powerlifter to get stronger for those 1-rep maxes and so on and so forth. So people always ask, which one's better? What are you trying to accomplish? Well, don't do powerlifting if you want to be a better basketball player. That's not going to help you. How about that? How we doing Instagram? Make sure you click the link in the bio. If you want to follow on the podcast, we'll be here for the question portion. And then we're going to go balls deep and we'll go into my X account. We'll talk about some current events, politics, social issues. We'll watch some videos that are going to make everyone cringe, I'm sure. But make sure you follow on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole if you want to catch the whole show. But we'll stay on Instagram Live for the question portion. Croft Precision Engineering. Papa Solio, how many calories a day do you eat? I do not know. But what I do is, I haven't for the last day or two, I'll weigh myself in the morning after I go to the bathroom. That way I can cross-check that with my performance and see if I'm building muscle, if I need to eat more, if my strength is improving and my weight stays the same or slightly decreases. I know I'm building muscle and I know I'm minimizing fat. I don't want to gain weight and not gain strength. That will let you know that you're, over time, that you're gaining weight, you're eating too much, but your training is off. You're not building muscle. So if your performance isn't improving, that's the number one thing. You're not going to be building muscle unless you're improving your strength. So if you're getting stronger, your reps are increasing, or your weight and or both are increasing, then you can cross-check that with your overall body weight and see if you are putting on too much fat, if you are building muscle, this, that, and the other. You don't want to gain weight. You want to build muscle. And you don't want to lose weight. You want to lose fat. So a lot of people are trying to lose fat, but they're also sacrificing muscle. This is one of the problems with those drugs like Ozempic. It destroys your bone density and your muscle mass as well. So people are, wow, they look so skinny. Yeah, they're destroying their body. It's like pretty obvious. Chris a dude, how can I avoid stunt growth? I don't know what that means. How can you avoid stunting your growth? Why would you be stunting your growth? Oliver on Rumble says, I do my morning shake with, quote, animal isolate. I just checked the ingredients as you were talking. It's pretty low. I prefer eggs, bacon, and steak and such for my protein. Indeed. Ali, how to be healthy. Simply focus on your sleep, work on your nutrition, lift heavy weights, done. You just got to simplify things. Everyone's complicating stuff nowadays. And it really comes down to people not doing the basics, people not focusing on their 7 pillars and not focusing on the basics and wondering why they're not getting results. They're looking for a pill. They're looking for a special exercise or a special split that's going to change everything. But it's not complicated. Most people aren't training hard enough. They're not training close enough to failure, or they're doing a lot of junk volume. It's not really the exercise that you're choosing. You're just not accelerating it, or you're not progressively overloading it properly. And remember, you don't want to change your workouts every single time you train. You want to keep the exercise order and things the same. You don't actually never have to have like an A, B, or C workout. You can do that. I generally have a couple different options when I train upper body. I'll have a couple different things that I cycle through. Maybe so one upper day I'll do incline. Another upper day I'll do flat, but I'll usually go back and forth for each upper day. I'm not doing a different upper workout with different order and different exercise every time I train, because then you have nothing to progressively overload and nothing to truly adapt to. So the more consistent you are, the better your body will be able to adapt to those movements. You'll get less sore. You'll recover faster. You're able to progressively overload and see exactly what we did last time and systematically build muscle and progressively overload over time. Variety is actually one of the downsides that people think that they have to do. I think, again, it comes back to the not the mythos, but the theory that P90X popularized, that muscle confusion, that you have to shock the muscle and the muscle has to not know what's coming. And that's absolutely asinine. That doesn't make any sense. Shocking the muscle all the time does not lead to progressive overload. That just becomes a new stress and you're constantly just spinning your wheels. You need to stick to something to progressively overload over time in order to optimize your progress. So you actually don't want to change things frequently. If at all, you don't have to change things at all, to be honest. All right. Let's see. More questions. We'll stay here for a few more minutes. If you have questions, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. D-Boys Serp Bane 797. Papa Swole, how many times is enough for the gym? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. How many times is enough for the gym? Period? In a week? I'm just going to leave that.
Matt Damon.
We'll take one. Low horn multivitamins, question mark. I don't take a multivitamin. I eat beef liver. Nature's multivitamin. Most multivitamins are going to be crap, but in most cases, you might not notice a difference. Chances are they're a net positive rather than a negative, but I'm sure, and I know for a fact, like any supplement, some are going to be better than others, but I would recommend you get your nutrition in order and focus on the elimination diet and getting nutrient-dense foods before you start dabbling with supplements so you have a nice base. All right, Muhammad on Instagram, some serious shit. Should I take one rest day? You need recovery days. You shouldn't be training with heavy, intense weights probably more than 4 times a week. If you are, you're doing a lot of junk volume and you're incurring a lot of fatigue and you're probably not training properly. You need to get on a good program. Again, there's exercise and there's training. If you're not on a quality program, you're not training. You're just going to the gym and doing things. And the problem with going to the gym and doing things is you're looking at the short term. You're looking at that day based on how you feel in that moment. So you're going for a pump. You're going to feel tired. You're going to exhaust yourself. And that's not going to get you optimal results long term. So a lot of people just go to exercise. I went to the gym. I had a great workout. That's because you felt like you had a great workout. And I talk a lot about this. We talked about this in the master classes, in the Swolenormous app, and all the time. Sometimes you don't feel like you're going to have a great workout. You kind of feel like you're dragging ass. But if you actually look at the numbers and you base your performance, you're trying to get that extra rep or add a little bit of weight, you actually have a great workout on paper, which is what matters. You're able to progressively overload. So based on how you feel isn't accurate. And if you're on a good program, you stick to that and it will work. It will work. You definitely need recovery. All right. How come I've been getting a lot of quinoa questions? I don't eat quinoa. Eat steak. Eat steak, eat eggs. I don't know why I get a lot of quinoa questions. Don't eat grains for protein. All right. Un mec grand Ali at Jasmine. What a name. Do you keep progress at each workout or stagnate at some points? Well, even if you're hitting, let's say you're trying to do a certain exercise, you're getting 5 reps over and over again for a week or two, it doesn't mean you're not making progress. Just because you don't get that extra rep or you're not able to add. This is why micro loading is great. So if you have plate loaded machines, I always say go on Amazon and order a 4-pack of 1-pound plates, because most gyms aren't going to have 1 pound. Maybe some gyms have 1-pound plates, but you can order half-pound plates, quarter-pound plates, 0.75 pound plates, 1-pound plates. 1-pound plates are a good medium. They're inexpensive. You could put them in your gym bag because then you only have 4 pounds in there. And if you're able to get 5 reps on a certain machine, you could add 1 pound to each side. Guess what? More weight is more weight. You might not be able to add 2.5 pounds on each side and get the same reps. You might not be able to add 5 pounds to each side and get the same number of reps. But adding 1 pound, you can probably get another 5 reps or the same 6 reps, and that's progressive overload. It doesn't seem like much, but more is more. More is more. So just because you're not making literal progress every session, if you've plateaued or you've hit the same number of reps and you can't break through something for a couple of weeks, it could be your order of exercises. If you're prioritizing bicep curls or chest or quads, whatever it is, you want to do that first in your workouts. So it depends on what you're prioritizing. The exercise order matters. And if you've hit a wall, you have to see if it's across the board or it's a certain exercise. So I can't answer that question specifically, but I don't go up in weight or reps every single session. Very commonly I do on certain exercises, but it's not going to be literally every single time you train. So just because you got 5 reps last time and you got 5 reps this time, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get 6 reps next time. But if it lingers and you're not making progress, it could be recovery. It could be how much volume you're doing. It could be your split. It could be how you're prioritizing the movement. Or maybe you just want to mix it up and shift to something else and maybe kind of break through that plateau. Maybe it's a psychological thing. So I was doing a certain preacher curl machine that I have, and I was doing single arm preacher curls, and I got 5 reps on whatever weight I was using. It doesn't matter, for like 2 sessions in a row. And then the next session I did 1 or 2 more. So you kind of hit a wall seemingly for a session or 2, and then it jumped up. So you'll get that too. Just because you got the same reps twice in a row doesn't mean that you've hit a plateau. So you have to really be analyzing and paying attention. And the more consistent you are, the more you'll be able to make those adaptations and adjustments. So the more things you change, the less you're going to know what exactly it was. So you have to monitor these things and you have to pay attention. All right. V-Lux, do I do any cardio after weights? I do not. If you're going to do cardio in the same day, you could do a little bit afterwards. Remember, on a recovery day or on a day where you're not lifting intensely, doing cardio, that is not a recovery day. So if you're doing very light, you're going for a walk, okay, that's not going to eat into your recovery. But if you do an intense cardio session, oh, I'm not lifting today, I'm doing cardio, you're eating into your recovery. That's fatigue. So you have to keep that in mind. If anything, you could do a little bit after the workout. It really depends. Cardio is not going to get you leaner. It's good for your health, but you can do things. There are a lot of other things you can do. As long as you're not exhausting yourself, what's your goal? What's your priority? If your priority is to build muscle, then you want to make sure that you're minimizing the fatigue. So if anything, maybe do it after on the same session. That way, when your recovery day, you could have a lower intensity day, is my point. A lower intensity day that will allow your body to repair for the next intense session. So if you're prioritizing building muscle, you want to make sure that you are prioritizing getting to 100%. So the next upper body or lower body, whatever session you have that comes up, you're going to be completely recovered. And if you're not completely recovered, then that's poor programming. Cerny says, how do people do cardio after lifting? No way for me. Yeah. Personally, I'm not doing it, but the Green Trolley, Papa Soy, I'm reporting late to the live Mancast. Was at my work gym. Are you getting snow today? No. I don't live where there's snow. There's snow in the panhandle of Florida, but that's North Florida is the further north you go in Florida, the further south you get in the United States. So North Florida could literally be 4 or 5 different states. It's very different. So people that think moving to Florida, panhandle is pretty much Mississippi, Alabama. Like you're not really in Florida. You are, but you get it. If you live in Florida, you get it. They're very different. Orlando versus South Florida, West Coast versus East Coast, completely different. It's a huge state. And it's just like California, not in this literal size, but how California could be 10 different states, you know? That would be the same as North California being the same as San Diego, which is obviously not true. Green Trolley says, my North Florida warehouse got 3 inches. Yeah, I've seen some snow up there, and it's sticking too. Ooh-wee. It's cold where I'm at, but it's not snowing. A little bit of cold mist. There was a lot of fog last night. I took the dogs out to go to the bathroom before we went to sleep, and it was so much fog I couldn't see down the street. It was really wet fog and cold. Melody, what's in your gym bag? Well, I train. I have my own gym at home now. So I don't really have a gym bag. I actually use a Fuck Your Pumpkin Spice satchel that we have on the website. So if I'm going out in the gym, I'll probably have my knee sleeves, my wrist wraps, elbow sleeves. I'll have water, a timer, my logbook and stuff like that. So I don't need to have a set gym bag, but I would have my straps, my wrist wraps in there. I'd have any kind of electrolytes. If I did go to a gym, I would have all that in there so I can have it at my disposal. Now, if I need something, I just go back inside and grab it. Grim, Papa Solia, how do you reduce belly fat without loose skin? That depends. Some people have more loose skin after losing a lot of weight, so I think it depends. Slowly and consistently. Any kind of rapid weight loss more commonly will lead to extra loose skin, but just because you do it slowly doesn't mean you won't have loose skin. So that depends on the individual. I'm not sure what the actual mechanism, why some people do and why some people don't. There are a lot of people that lose tons of weight and they don't have, I think it matters how quickly you gain the fat and how much you stretched out the skin to begin with. A lot of times people get obese very quickly, so the skin can't grow fast enough and it stretches out. And then when you lose it, you just have extra loose skin that can only be removed with surgery. So I think it depends. Anyone else can feed in on that, but I always get a lot of questions about loose skin, and it's unfortunate, but this is why habits matter from the start. So better to have loose skin and let it be a memory of the progress that you've made rather than keep the excessive amounts of body fat on. Lavash, dude papa, I start a gender communication class today, a requirement. My quote, hello, my pronouns are he/swole hoodie can't come fast enough. Gender communication class today. So I'm assuming it's how you speak to men or women because there's only 2 genders. That sounds like some bullshit. Chris Richard. Can I call you Richard? My wife went carnivore on July 3rd and lost almost 55 pounds. Wow, that's fantastic. Good for you. Wow. Or good for her. That's great. Or for both of you. I'm sure you're supportive of her. That's fantastic. Very little loose skin, but some in her stomach. She looks great. Good for her. Send her my regards. Keep it up. Good for her. Good for her. And obviously you're supportive, so that's fantastic. Good for both of you. I love your videos. Thank you, Silos. Appreciate you. All right, more questions. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. We'll chill. We'll chill here. Feeling good, having some coffee. Nips are diamonds right now. Could cut glass with these bad boys. Lavash, you could also buy a couple of those stickers, the he/swole stickers. I love it. Fantastic. Fantastic. So I will say before we get into the balls deep portion, I don't know how many of you use X, formerly known as Twitter, but my feed is a hot mess. My feed is tons of, they're not necessarily bots, but man, there are so many libtard posts. Oh, it's just flooded. It's like they're all, I feel like they're being paid to show up on my timeline. It's ridiculous. The cope from the left and from the Democrats is glorious, and everyone's trying to pretend like this isn't the mandate that everyone voted for. This is exactly what we want. This is exactly what we voted for. So cope and seethe. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing what's happening right now. Moren, where can we get your merch? papaswolio.com. Link is in my bio on Instagram. papaswolio.com. 20% off the entire site, by the way. Stand up and go to the gym. I can't stand up. I'm not wearing pants. I'm hanging dong right now, so.
Because
Forgive me if I don't stand up. I also don't have the fisheye lens, so you're not going to be able to see it all anyway. I usually have to do landscape mode to get the entire hog in. Jeremy, Papa, my ringtone is Barbell Girl, and my morning alarm is Wake Up You Beesh. It was a whole new way to wake up. Oh, that's going to give you some PTSD, huh? Wake up, you beesh, and go to the fucking gym. Wake up, you beesh. That's a jam, though. That's a jam. Jeremy, you probably just let that alarm play because it's an absolute classic. Spotify drop. Mark says there's 2 genders and an infinite amount of ways to tell people you're retarded. Oh, I love it. That's a shirt. That's a shirt. I've heard that before, but that's great. Dencor, once I start shedding weight, definitely need to get your merch. Hey, by the way, you don't have to be ripped and shredded to wear Papa Swolio merch. If you're wearing it in the gym, that's fantastic. I know some of you probably thinking like, oh, I need to be in good shape to wear that. No, you wear the stuff to the gym. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. You could wear it now. Yeah, Jarella, dead on YouTube. Jarella says it's the same old shit too. You're a Nazi. You're dumb. Racism's dark days. Yeah. It's insane. Look, a lot of people were thinking that the Democrats and the left were going to come back to the middle and be more logical. No. These people are dug in. You can't undo this kind of brain rot. They're going to keep on playing the lunatic game. They're going to lose every election for a decade. And I hope so. What happened in 2024 with the election, that's not something that you undo. People aren't going to be voting for 1,000 genders and trans bullshit in 2028. People are not just going to go back to wanting that. The memory is going to be seared in. So I don't know who the hell they're going to run in 2028, but I can't see who they're going to run that wouldn't get shellacked. Republicans have a deep bench, a deep bench of brilliant people. So cope harder. Like, again, it's the foundational beliefs and understanding, the foundational morality. And the left doesn't have morality, which we've seen. They just go wherever the cult leads them. Smile and wave, parrot the mainstream media, the legacy media. They're just going to dig themselves deeper. Yeah, people say the pendulum will swing left again. I don't think it's going to work the same way. We'll have to see after the 4 years, but people have a short memory, true, but not for how impactful the last 4 years was. It was that bad. I'm very skeptical. I'm not saying it'll never happen again, but I'd be very skeptical that it happens again in this next election. But we shall see. It wasn't just about surface level politics. A lot was uncovered, and people that are not watching CNN, MSNBC, they're not going to go back to watching those platforms because they're still going to be, they're still dying. It's the last death spasms. You know, the reason why Trump won was all those independent media sources like Rogan and the Nelk Boys and all these other podcasts. Like, those are going to continue to get bigger. The next people that run in 2028 are going to be going the same podcast. It's going to be the same thing. And not to mention, don't underestimate the power of Trump pardoning Ross Ulbricht. So that was huge with the libertarians, and that's a massive voting block. That's like 5-10% that's gonna stick with the party that pardoned him. I understand the whole pendulum concept, but I don't think it's the same that we've seen in the past. Lavash, when is Elon going to leak all the stupid shit we've been paying for? That's what I want. He already has been. And understand, everyone, it hasn't even been 2 days yet. So I'd say day one was Monday. That was like half a day. So everyone's like, he said he was going to do this day one. All right. Well, I mean, day one is also not necessarily always literally day one. There's only so much you can do in a day. So day one was technically, 1 p.m. Don't forget the first day, had to do these speeches. They had like the ball at night, and he was up late and early in the morning. So day one was technically through like Tuesday midday. So now with that, the celebrations and all the events and stuff have kind of phased out. Now it's continuing to get to work, but how much stuff has gotten done is fantastic. That's why the legacy media is freaking out, because so much has happened, and this is what the people voted for. This is what we voted for. We voted for change on all these absolute garbage policies from the Biden administration. Yeah, he freed Ross Ulbricht last night. It's great. Fantastic. He shouldn't be in prison. And if you think he was guilty and 10 years, was it 10 years, 11 years? Time served at least. And it was an unconditional pardon. It wasn't commuted. So that's good stuff, especially for people that are interested in a strategic Bitcoin reserve. You can't keep someone in prison that had a free marketplace that used Bitcoin for payments and then keep him in prison and then initiate a strategic Bitcoin reserve, for example. And again, we can all have our opinions. We'll see what happens, right? We can't control it. We're just going to watch and we can comment on it, but whatever they're going to do, they're going to do. But public sentiment matters a lot. And especially with Elon owning Twitter, things that's a huge voice. That's a huge voice for the people. So if you're not on X, you're missing out. You're not getting news if you're not on X. You're really not. You need to be where the news is dropping the fastest, where there's community notes. And there's people of both sides that are going to be voicing their opinions. But do not underestimate the power of having access to the administration. If there is a huge groundswell of what the people want, it's reaching the White House, which is fantastic. And don't forget, the government, aka the presidency, they're elected by the people. They need to serve the people that elected them. So very looking forward to the transparency that's already come from the White House that we know. We want transparency. We should know. We should have all the information. We should have all the records released. It should be completely transparent. That way we can move forward and heal from all this corruption. That'd be boss if he bought TikTok. If anything, TikTok can at least divest like 50% so the US can benefit. So we can check the code, and we shouldn't have foreign governments owning land or companies in this country, my opinion. Ali, today I couldn't go to the gym, but that didn't stop me. I have bags of rice that weigh 20 to 25 pounds. I started lifting. Good for you. Rice gains. Rogala, isn't the USA a free market anyway? No, it's not really a free market. I agree, Mrs. Self-Destruct. The Chinese should not own U.S. real estate or land. Agreed. I don't even see how that's controversial. So what, how can you be a Democrat and defend that? It's crazy. It's crazy. 100%. That shouldn't even be a debate. There should be some sort of law restrictions passed, and then the Chinese government has 90 days to divest and to sell to maybe back to the US government or to the people or auction, something like that. Lavash, Papa Swolio, what does Trump think about foreign countries owning land and food industries in America? I don't know what he thinks. You know, I mean, this is something that can also be used as a bargaining chip too. So we'll see. I don't know what he actually thinks, but it's not good. It's not good. I don't know what he literally thinks about that. Yeah, again, Miss Self-Destruct nailed it. They defend letting kids cut their dicks off. Yeah, when you have a party that defends child mutilation, there's no depth that they won't sink to. So you can't put anything past them. This is why classically Republicans, conservatives have always kind of tiptoed and never really leveraged power. But this has to be savage. And the great thing is Trump, this is his second term. He's not running again. He's never going to leave the White House. Oh, you're full of shit. Shut up. Shut up. He'll pass the torch. He's already left once. He's not going to become a dictator and run forever. He's also old. It's not like he's going to be like 120 and still and just hold the presidency. That's just ridiculous. So what's great is that he doesn't have to tiptoe around anything. He's not going to. We need retribution. We need accountability. So he's not going to tiptoe around anything. He's not running for re-election, but he will pass the torch. Who do you think is going to run in 2028? You think it's going to be JD? It's too early to tell. JD, like maybe Vance Gabbard, maybe Tulsi as the VP, or who knows? It would make sense. JD's a beast. He is a beast. Good luck debating him. But whatever. Whatever. Baron Lisan Al-Gaib. The chosen one, right? The chosen one. Well, Baron's what, 18? So he has like 12 years. Or he was 35, right? So 16 years until he could run, technically. So what would that be? 41, 2040, 2041. Right? Is it 35? Whatever. We're just shooting the shit, but it doesn't, like, whatever. It's too soon to worry about that. Sydney, Papa, did you see the video where the parents of a girl with severe cerebral palsy is transitioning and had top surgery? She can't even speak a single word. It's disgusting. I think I have. And I'm not going to do what I do next to make fun of her, but isn't that when she's like, hey, like, is that what you're talking about? And you just see like the scars. I did see that. I couldn't tell if it was it looked, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. If that's what you're talking about, and she like couldn't even speak and she was like spasming like with her arms, like it was gross. If that's what you're talking about. I forget where I saw it or how I saw it, but I scrolled. I'm like, I can't look at that. It was disgusting. I don't know if I have the video in the folder. Who knows? Sometimes I'll say that and then the video is put in there for me. Yeah, it was bad. You could probably Google it. It's bad. Sergio, where can I get that hoodie? papasolio.com. Link is in my bio. And this is a 2 or 3XL. I like my hoodies baggy. Dencor, at least 35 years old to be a United States citizen for 14 years and work in the government for 7 years to be president. You don't have to work in the government for 7 years to be president. That's not true. Trump was elected president. He didn't work in the government for 7 years. It's just 35. Natural born citizen and 35. I'm doing great. Flash, I'm doing great. Yeah, the parents and the doctors that did that to that child can go in a wood chipper. Feet first, though. I want them to feel it. Feet first. I know, Mark, that goes unstated, but feet first. I just want to make that clear. Tiao Mieda. Papa Swole, could you give me some hints for losing weight? I have like 6 months free of work. Lift heavy weights, eat real food, go to the fucking gym. Go to the link in my bio and download the 7 Pillars. Start there. 7 Pillars ebook. How's Pinkston Churchill? She's great. She's all curled up right here. Snuggy. She's a good girl. Everyone's cold here. Everyone's cold. Everyone's chilly. Everyone's nips are covered. You guys see Tainty Man? Wait. Look at this guy. He's completely... Look at the dog. He's dead. This is a fucking guy. Christy, magic. Introducing me to your IG was the best thing my ex ever did. I agree. He didn't go to the fucking gym though, did he? Or maybe he does because he introduced you to me. He introduced you to me and you guys broke up? I want the story. How could you? He has really good taste.
How dare you?
Make sure you come on over to YouTube or Rumble and catch the rest of the podcast because we're about to shut down here on Instagram. You don't want to miss out on the rest. He introduced you to me and you guys broke up. Oof. He's got good taste too. Haha. Christy, explain. Christy's single, by the way, everyone. She obviously goes to the fucking gym. Come on. Swole mate. Let's go. Let's set you up. We'll hook it up. We'll find someone for you. Where are you located? Let's get someone from the Swole fam to... Anyone single looking to mingle? Make some gains? And she goes, hey. And I know you do. I go, of course you do. Of course you do. Who needs a date? Mark's in Chicago. I volunteer to be the Swole mate. Mark's in Chicago. Mark's tired of the septum pierced and green-haired chicks over there. Yeah. Mark's tired for taking one for the team. Thanks, Papa. Los Angeles, but don't have the LA attitude. Well, that's important. Have you thought about leaving California? That's got to be tough. That's got to be tough to be in LA and not have that hippie retard mindset. Emotional damage. Yeah, Mark's a good guy. So why'd you break up? Let's get to the bottom of this. Why'd you break up? If you had such good taste in social media, what happened? ASAP, Vegas maybe. Well, that's a good transition. A lot of people from LA go to Nevada. No state income taxes, right? I understand it's hard to leave those kinds of areas that have really nice weather. So I want to know what happened. He obviously had really good taste. Yeah, now we want the tea. You're going to have to come on over to Rumble or YouTube. I feel like you should be subscribed to the channels to follow the podcast. You sound like a Swole fan member that just hasn't joined yet, but oh, good choice. He started drinking again. Oh, fuck that guy.
Matt Damon.
How shall we fuck off, oh Lord?
Came home and oh shit. Oh boy. Came home and used those muscles in the wrong way. Oh, good for you. Fuck that guy. Nope. Good for you. You got out of that. Okay. How do I get on YouTube? That's like Cerny looking for Rumble on YouTube. I can't find the Rumble chat. How do I get on you? Click the link in my bio. The one, where you're watching. So the link in my bio has all the links for the podcast and stuff. So you can click the podcast link. The Daily Swole on YouTube and The Daily Swole on Rumble. Sometimes YouTube gets banned or flagged, but you'll find us. And also Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But if you want the live chat, come on over to Rumble or YouTube. The Daily Swole. On my way. Yeah, Christie's coming. We like Christie's in the Swole fam. We like Christie's here. We have a good history with Christie's. Yeah, great choice to leave that guy. All right. See, I had some hope there. Like, man, what really happened? Maybe we can get you guys back together, you know? Nope. No, sir. No, sirree, Bob. Nurex, give me your opinion on what Trump said. Can you ask me a more vague question? What's your opinion on what Trump said? What hasn't Trump said? Ever. I will say that seeing mean tweets at midnight again is great. Waking up and seeing like shit posting at midnight. It's refreshing. About time. I missed mean tweets. We're getting mean tweets again. This is great. It's a great time to be alive. About time. Lavash, what's the best material for cooking utensils? Good question. I think silicone's a pretty good way to go. Stainless steel or silicone. You just gotta be careful. You don't want to scratch some of the surfaces of what you're using. If you have a ceramic pan or something like that, you don't want to scratch it. So just be mindful. Nothing that's going to leach into your food. Mean tweets. Mean tweets. Mean tweets. Mean tweets. All right. Shall we go balls deep? Are we ready? Let me see what we got here. But man, Twitter is losing its mind. Losing its mind. Let me see here. We did that yesterday. I didn't really share too much that we can go over. Oh, I saw this. Trust the science. Let's get into that. Trust the science. Should we go balls deep? Let's go. All right. If you're watching on Instagram, come on over to YouTube or Rumble. We're going to get into some more ish. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow for the question portion, but click the link in my bio. Come follow the podcast on Rumble or YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Link is in my bio for everything for the podcast, for merch, for join the fam. Check it out, and we'll see you next time. All right. Cool. Let's see what else we got here. Got a couple spam calls. Not surprised. All right. So check this out. I said, trust the science, fam. From Dr. David L. Katz. Here's a study. Red meat consumption raises risk of dementia and cognitive decline. Study suggests. Matt
Damon.
Make me happy.
All right. Yeah, red meat consumption. Yeah, eating steak, you're going to get dementia from eating steak. Cognitive decline. I do not agree. Trust the science, everyone. Trust the science. Let's go balls deep. I got another post relative to that.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's deep.
Speaking of which, I saw this. I don't know why this is on my timeline. My timeline's a hot fucking mess right now. The vegan nutritionist, which is kind of an oxymoron because you're avoiding the most nutrient foods on the planet. How can you be a nutritionist and avoid the best foods on the planet? But I digress. Be 9 years for me this year. 9 years being a vegan. Well, I hope your yellow shrunken gums and your brittle teeth and your brittle bones do well. I said, I only eat vegan animals. I only eat food that's grass-fed. All right. I like my animals vegan. I only eat vegan animals. I only eat vegan animals, and I highly recommend you do likewise because you should. Vegan nutritionist. What do you guys think about that? Vegan nutritionist. Sounds funny to me. All right, let's get into some. Let's get into some balls deep videos, shall we? Here we go. Let's get into one. Fam, pick a number 1, 2, or 3. I don't know what these are. Let's see. Don't want to be thin. Obesity. Dun, 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 dun. There's a lot of like political stuff going on in posts. I don't know what the latest is. Let's see if we have another video. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3, and then maybe we'll watch something else that pops up. All right, Denny, what's up? Jarella. Let's go with Jarella number 3 on YouTube. Jarella number 3. Golf clap. Thanks for being here, Jay. All right, this one's called Obesity is a Disease. Obesity is a disease. I agree.
And we all start talking about a new term, and that term is self-obesity bias, where
I don't know which direction this is going to go. Probably won't be good. Let's see.
I think it's time we all start talking about a new term, and that term is self-obesity bias, whereby we know that obesity is a disease, but we don't really accept it. When people start obesity medications, they're just thinking of how can I get rid of the obesity and then get off the drugs, not recognize this is a chronic disease. You'll need to be on these medications often for a long period of time and possibly for life. When people are no longer obese from being on these medications or from surgery, they still carry the propensity for obesity, meaning the likelihood that you would become obese continues even when you're no longer obese because of genetics, because of environments, because of your metabolism, because of how you absorb calories. Those things aren't going to go away. The propensity for obesity remains, but we are so stigmatized as a society to not want to be obese, as opposed to like not wanting to have high cholesterol or not wanting to have high blood pressure and need chronic medications for that. No one gets a prescription from their doctor if they have a heart valve put in that they have to be on blood thinners and says like, how soon can I get off these blood thinners? No, they know that the medication serves a purpose and they want that purpose to be served for as long as it can be served well. And for obesity, it's like we don't want to admit that this is a disease. We still ourselves believe that it's a moral failing or a societal ill that we carry that other people walking around who are skinny don't have. So self-obesity bias, look out for it inside yourself and make sure that you don't judge yourself and recognize that you carry a chronic disease, but it's one that everyone else can see and judge you for. You don't have to judge yourself.
All right, so I wasn't sure if this guy was going to be a soy boy beta cuck, but it turns out that he is. Okay, it is all of these things. You can't just say it's one thing. It is also a moral failing for many people. It's poor choices. It's poor habits. It is lack of information. There are some places that are food, quote unquote, deserts. There is like stuff in the, like, there are people that have genetic predispositions, but there are a lot of people that have fat parents and that they change their lives. So yeah, it's a combination of all those things. So some people have obesity. That's where I draw the line, you know? Show me someone who's obese and then show me their fucking habits. I'm serious. There's no one that's obese that's doing it properly. What I mean by that is show me a carnivore. You know, I'm not saying you have to go carnivore, but I'm saying if you go carnivore and you're obese, you're not going to be obese anymore. Tell me if you lift weights, get sun, touch grass, eat beef, tell me that you're going to be obese. It's going to be impossible for you to be obese. Where are the fat carnivores at? Show me a fat carnivore. Seriously, show me a fat. I'm not talking about someone who's morbidly obese that just started carnivore like a week ago. Like, show me someone who's eating like the carnivore diet, animal based, like really doing it properly, and show me show me that person and show me a fat one. A lot of times, if you see people that are like carnivore, they don't even necessarily have a ton of muscle mass. They're leaner. This is why I like having more carbs. I like having fruit and stuff like that. To maintain more muscle mass and to build muscle, like you're going to need some carbohydrates. Everyone's going to be a little bit different there. But when you see people that are literally just carnivore, they're lean and muscular and like ripped. They're not like jacked. For me, it was hard to put on muscle and strength train and continuously, progressively overload with zero carbohydrates. Now, of course, if your parents are obese and you have things like epigenetics where it can scar the genetic tissue and essentially make you more predisposed to those things, but also understand if you have obese parents, they have terrible habits. Guess what? If you have fat parents that eat junk food, a lot of seed oils, garbage, they're not working out. They're not doing it properly. Guess how you're raised? You're a kid and you're on formula, you're eating crap, you're eating that your entire life. So you're likely to be obese when you're 9, 10 years old because your parents have terrible habits and they're feeding you those terrible fucking habits. Where's the lie there? Why are we surprised that kids that eat garbage, that continue to eat garbage until they're 30. So 30 years of their life, they've had crap. A lot of these kids they're C-sections. They eat garbage. They are on formula. So they're essentially eating crap, pumped full of tons of vaccines when they're in utero and when they're an infant. Grow up, essentially been full of poison their entire lives, and you wonder why you can't make positive changes as easily. I'm not laughing at these people, but this is the reality of the situation. Your body's never known real food. Your body's never known good habits. So you're shocked that it doesn't just disappear overnight. That doesn't mean it's your genetics. Okay. Yeah, you're not getting fat without over-consuming. And understand when we talk about overconsumption. This is why I talk about the quality of the foods. Because if you're consuming seed oils, guess what? Any amount of seed oils is overconsumption of seed oils. And a lot of these additives in food, what they do is they damage your body, and your body won't process things properly. It'll cause inflammation. And there's a lot of adjacent second and third order consequences from these foods that are outsized for the amount that you're consuming. Now, if I eat some seed oils today, I'm not going to get morbidly obese just because I had them once. But if you're eating it in all your food all the time for 30 or 40 fucking years, yeah, you're going to have problems. Think of the foundation that you've built. And again, it's unfortunate because kids can't make these decisions. They don't have a job. They don't go shopping. They don't cook their own food when they're 8 years old, unless you live on a farm and you're taught that. The same reason why an 8-year-old cannot be trans. There's no such thing as a trans kid. You have this weird projection of virtuousness and psychological abuse from teachers or parents. These guardians and people and influences around kids are poisoning their bodies and their brains. There's no such thing as a trans kid. It's only such if you label that and you delude them with that kind of lack of moral compass and that skewed worldview. The same way that, no, okay, let's get some comments. Oh, we got some great news in the Rumble chat. Good for you, Sheena. That's fucking great. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's go into this a little bit. Sheena says, hey, Beaches, just got back from the doctor's office. I was taking off my blood pressure medicine, so it was great. That's fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. But I thought if you had high blood, I thought you had to be on blood pressure medication. How are you going to live? Aren't you going to drop dead because you're not taking pharmaceutical drugs? Oh no, Sheena. What's going to happen? You're not taking the medicine? How are you going to survive? How are you going to keep going without your drugs? That's fantastic. Good for you. Miss Self-Destruct. What a name. Is that you, Jarella? Are you on both platforms? You beast. Allow children to self-direct unless they engage in harmful behaviors. Then, child psychologists, when they become adults, they can decide for themselves. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about like the sovereign child. But of course, if you're allowing kids the room to make their own decisions, those decisions are based within the parameters of how you guide them and what they see you doing. If they see mom and dad eating real food and there's only real food options at home, guess what they're going to eat? They're going to eat real food. If they see you staying up late watching TV, they're going to want to stay up late watching TV. They're not going to want to go to bed. If you have red lights on at 8 or 9 o'clock and you're winding down everyone's reading, it's shutdown time. It's the environment that they grew up in. Same thing with dogs. Okay. Now, kids are going to have their own personalities, this, that, and the other, but those habits are going to exist based on what the family does. If you say, no, you can't eat those, you hide the donuts and the Twinkies on the top shelf. You think kids don't know? No, you can't because you can do this when you're older. I'm the adult. And they see you reaching up there and eating a Twinkie, they're going to want a Twinkie. If there's no Twinkies in the house, they don't know what that is. They don't know what a Twinkie is unless you expose them to it. And if you're making excuses and doing it, they want to know why they can't do it. And they're going to know you're full of shit. Kids can see hypocrisy immediately. Immediately. They want to be like you. They want to grow up. They idolize you. And why do people have conflict when they get older? Yeah, sure. Kids are going to test their boundaries. But if they're being brainwashed in these state-run government brainwashing institutions, aka school, they're being taught essentially to rebel. But if you're setting a positive example, a lot of times they'll come back around. And if you lead by example and they see it and they see everyone else being fat and gross and unhealthy and they're eating real food, they're going to try some of these other foods and be like, oh my God, that's so sweet. What the hell? It's like, that's why people are fat. That's why people are unhealthy. So they're going to learn this when they're older. And kids come out with their own kind of set genetics. They're going to have their own personality. They're going to have their own likes. Cool. You want to raise them so they understand how to make good choices. They understand good choices versus bad choices. And then within those parameters, they can make their own decisions. But they're watching everything. Literally, when you have a baby, they don't even know that they're their own person. That's why they always need to be attached to the mother. That's why they mimic facial expressions, because they see you and they don't understand that they have their own body. They don't have their own, they don't know that until they recognize themselves in the mirror. They don't realize like, oh, I am my own person within here. Oh, that's me. This is me. I'm not my mom. Like, they don't have that separation when they're really young. So they're going to mimic and understand if mommy and daddy are strong, they lift weights, they eat steak, all this kind of stuff. They're going to look at all this other stuff like, what the hell's going on out there? I want to be like these people. And you can educate them. If you explain, not to say because I said so, if you explain why, they might not understand every last thing, but they're going to understand, oh, this is the reason why. This is why we don't do that. Okay. If they want to be unhealthy and sick, then they make those choices. And they're going to be their own person. They can make those own choices. But at least you gave them that framework, and they're going to understand the difference between right and wrong. Sheena says, I wish I knew then what I know now. Even though I don't buy processed food, they'll come home with Taco Bell and Panera Bread since they're 18 and 20 with their own jobs. And they'll find out sooner or later. Self-destruct. Yes, you should always be a positive example for your children via your lifestyle. My statement was directed at parents identifying their children as transgender. Pop out here doxing me. That's what I do. It's what I do. It's what I do. Pam says, I used to work at my kid's school in the cafe. It's crazy what some kids brought for lunch. Insane. It's insane. And of course, look, a lot of in public schools and stuff, and we all know there's a lot of problems and things that need to be improved. But some kids aren't maybe able to have a good meal unless they get to school. So when I say the easiest thing to avoid is seed oils, X, Y, and Z, sure, but kids can't make those choices. So in schools, it's abuse and it's disgusting feeding children poison. So when it comes down from the top or they're banning seed oils or this, that, and the other, school lunches should be the most nutritious stuff possible, period. The most nutritious. There should be exercise in school. I mean, if you're paying with your tax dollars, like, it should be the best thing for your child. Unfortunately, it's not. It should be. It should be. Mark says, my sister eats all the processed food and I always tease her saying her boyfriend will leave her if she gets any bigger. Look, it's poison. It's poison. And unfortunately, when you're exposed to poison and addictive foods when you're a child, imagine getting a child addicted to crack or heroin or something at a younger age. You're going to be addicted to that your entire life. This is when their neural pathways and their compulsive behaviors are formed. And if you start this stuff young, it is very hard to undo. It really is, until the damage has already been done. All right. Was that number? All right, let's get rid of that soy boy beta cuck video.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
I didn't like him anyway. He wasn't right in the hat.
All right, pick a number, 1 or 2. Let me scroll back up. So we've already voted. Let's go with Ali said number 3. Let's see. No, Loretta, number 2. This one's called. Actually, let's do this one first. I don't want to be thin, or don't want to be thin. Sorry for the jump scare, but let me.
I get asked this so many fucking times, and.
Whoo! All right. Goddamn. All right. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
That's a huge bitch.
Let me read this. So this is a TikTok, and it's responding to this post. Let me read it. It's small, so I want to pause it first. The comment says, so if someone came up with a pill that could make your weight drop to 150 pounds in a matter of weeks without any risks, would you decline the option? I doubt you're that deep in delusion if you're honest with yourself. So anyone that says you shouldn't be taking a pill to change your life, but pretty much if you asked anyone, like, hey, if I could snap my fingers and you'd have the body you wanted, muscle, shape, male, female, whatever it was, would you do it? You're a liar if you said no. I would still train. I would still do the stuff, but it's like, hey, you could be bigger, this, like that. Like, fucking make it happen. But a lot of people will deny this as a cope to pretend like they want to be fat. I'm happy the way I am. You're not. You're just lying to yourself. It's just easier to pretend like you're perfect and everyone else is a meanie head rather than change your habits, right?
No, I don't want to be.
Okay.
I get asked this so many fucking times, and no, I don't want to be 150 fucking pounds.
Lie.
I don't.
Lie.
Really don't want to be thin. I don't
lie.
Want to be straight size. It comes.
Lie. That's not even a thing. Straight size is not a thing. Lie.
Too much fucking trouble and problems. Do you know how much attention I would get from people and from men? No, I don't fucking want that. I like
lies.
That I'm invisible to some people.
You're not invisible to anyone. That's what we're talking about. Like, you're very, very visible. You're so visible. Look, these people claim to care about the environment and the earth. How does the earth's crust feel? Seriously, how does the earth's crust feel? Carrying your ass around. The earth is trying to revolve around the fucking sun, and you're over here changing the orbital structure. Like, I feel bad for the planet. Like, save the planet. Be easy on the earth. It's our only home. Can you get off its back a little bit? For fuck's sake. Emotional damage. Papa Swole, you're so mean. Yes. Yes. It's 2025. Mean tweets are back. Logic and common sense has returned. Okay, I'll pause it for every lie. Let's go.
I like that I'm invisible to some people.
You're not.
I am being honest with myself.
You're not.
There is nothing that would, not even money, would make me want to lose weight.
Lie.
Like this. Like, no. You couldn't pay me and I wouldn't take a fucking pill.
Lie.
Stop with this nonsense.
It's just reality.
And if you think that's delusion, then okay, I live in my delusion,
Yeah, there you go! Dun 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 dun! You nailed it. Nailed it.
Boom shakalaka!
That's a soundboard. Let's go. I want to play that again.
If you think that's delusion, then okay, I live in my delusion, 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 you live, okay, I live in my delusion, you live in yours. Let's coexist at peace with each other, because this is just, stop asking fat people this question. No, I don't want to be fucking thin.
Lie. That's a lot of lies in 46 seconds.
I've been thin. I didn't like it.
No, you haven't. We don't want to be thin. Can we stop calling it thin? No, you want to have muscle. You don't want to be a frail, weak garbage. I don't want to be thin. I don't want to be thin either. No one wants to be thin. You want to be absolutely fucking swole.
Don't forget to wash where the sun don't shine.
Get under those rolls or it's going to get stinky. Okay, let's move. Let's move right along. Did you ever make that lady having the big O over being it's like, oh my God, we're in space? No, I haven't. I need to take a few moments and make some new soundboards. I got to get rid of some of these.
Come on, man.
I got to get rid of some of these old Biden ones.
Make sure make sure you have the record player on at night.
Understand, it's been 4 years. I got some restructuring to do around here. So give me some time. Okie dokie. Jesus. Yeah, I need the space. Oh my God, it's space. I think because I don't have the video. I was doing that on. We were watching that on the live stream. We were watching that on X. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Rumble, The Daily Swole. Make sure you leave a 5-star review and all that good shit. This next one's gonna hurt. It's 15 seconds, but it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be uncomfortable. Ready? Let's do one. Dun, dun, dun.
What's in the box?
If someone goes by she, if you're eating right, it's 12. If you're eating right now, sorry.
If someone goes by she, then call her she.
Yeah?
If someone goes by he, then call him he. If someone goes by they, then call them they. It doesn't mean it'll turn you gay.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Look at that freeze frame.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Fuck me.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
There's Tiny Tuck, Typical Tuck, Total Tuck, and the Tyrannical Tuck.
Great Scott!
What happened to your queer party friends?
Jesus Christ.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
I better use my strong hand.
No need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
Why'd I pause here? That's the end of the video. I didn't pause it. That's how it ends. Fucking hell.
The eyes, Chico. They never lie.
Are there any women here today?
Shut up, bitch!
What a soundboard. What a soundboard run that was. God damn. I was half chubbed. I have an innie now. You can call me Mama Swolio. My penis is completely inverted. Ooh, shrunk. Absolutely shrunk.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Mr. Strickland.
I don't work with the males, because I used to be one.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
Baba Boomba. Ba-boomba. Fuck Fuck, that was raw. That was bad. That was bad. Look, not my fault. I mean, my fault, I suppose. I didn't choose it. I don't watch any of those balls. Sometimes there's a balls day. I like being surprised. And we all are surprised and shocked and horrified together. But I don't watch. Sometimes it's a video. Oh, I've seen this. Or sometimes, like the jump roping one we did yesterday. I'd be like, all right, put this in the folder. I want this for the show. No, take it away. I need the, was it SpongeBob? My eyes, my eyes. Palette cleanser, please. Let's do this one because it's kind of tranny related. Let's do this one. Throwback. Balls deep. I still need Freddy. You got you. I know. It's horrifying. All right. Throwback 288. Here we go.
The biggest question that we've been getting is how do you become a counselor at a queer summer camp? There's an application that goes online in like April and then they interview you and then you get hired.
That interview is called Casting Couch.
What I think is important to note is that I swear it was harder to get hired here than it was to get into grad school.
You know, it's not hard to get into schools for the most part. You know why? It's because they want the government's money. Okay.
Not only do we have to like build and design unique and original workshop content. I'm doing 3 on blackout poetry, flash fiction, and trans masculinity.
No, God!
Campers get here this afternoon, but I've been here.
God, please, no!
We've had anti-racism and anti-bias training and mental health screenings.
No, you didn't. Holy Christ. Wow. I almost feel like we need another one. Let's do another one because this show was brutal. Let's do this one. One more. It was that bad, the show.
Here are 5 signs that you are time blind. Number 1, you are either way too early or way too late to something. The idea of being on time is a completely foreign concept to you.
You're a piece of shit. You have bad time management and you're disrespectful of other people's time.
Number 2, you wildly underestimate the amount of things you can get done in a short amount of time, but you wildly overestimate the amount of stuff you can get done in a long amount of time.
Who's this stupid bitch?
So you don't have good time management.
Number 3, all of your stories start with the other day. It could have been yesterday, it could have been 14 years ago.
If it's been 14 years ago and you say the other day,
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Number 4, you struggle with emotional object permanence. If you're not feeling it right now, it's hard to tell when you felt it before, and sometimes it just doesn't feel real at all.
What are you talking about?
And number 5, if you have a meeting or an appointment at some point later in the day, you have trouble starting things because you don't want to get sucked into them and accidentally miss your appointment.
Shut up, bitch!
time blindness. Time blindness. Okay, if you have a job and you have to be there at 9 and you're not there at 9, well, I looked at the clock and I couldn't read it. Yeah, you should be fired. Okie dokie. That's cool. That's a great story. Excellent. Let's do one more. Should we run a train on this? One more? One more? Come on, one more. Drop some biceps and gorillas in the chat. Come on now. Let's go. One more. One more. We could just do a show. We could just do shows where we do balls deep. We just watch these videos. We got so many. Let's do this one because, I don't know, I feel like we need a palate cleanser for the palate cleanser for the palate cleanser for the palate cleanser. Let's do one more. Let's do another one.
So today I'm going to make a video showing how I cope with gender dysphoria while in uniform.
Julian, I'm going to Alley Christian. Scratch a cat.
If you don't know, when you're an active duty soldier who is transitioning genders,
You were the chosen one. It was said that you would destroy this and not join them.
you have to go by standards that align with your gender in CAC and D.
Fast forward. Fast forward. Wait.
Hey y'all, my name is Private Johnson. I'm a soldier of trans experience in the United States Army. Today is my first day of starting HRT, so without further ado...
Fuck you, you little piece of shit.
My friend got me these gumball machines to take my hormones with. This is spirolactone to block the male hormones. This is estradiol to deliver the female hormones.
Get the fuck out. Just get the fuck out.
And there you have it, folks. 10 months waiting for this paperwork from the Army, and I am finally starting my journey.
I don't give a shit.
I just think shit like that is embarrassing for our country. The last part was unnecessary. That went without saying. Yeah. Holy shit.
entertained? Are you not entertained?
I will say that watching some of these videos, look, we just kind of had that one day TikTok ban. I will say that watching these videos again, I have a massive following on TikTok, but I don't know. Watching all these videos still, I wish it was still shut down. Because here's the thing. TikTok is the most censorious app, for sure. I will go back. I'm going to give a little story just because I feel like telling it again because some people are new. I had a big following, whatever, fine. But I had another account. I don't even know it still exists. I don't even know if I could log in. But it was this enormous account on TikTok. And I was posting those balls deep edits. I mean, we've been doing them for years on TikTok. And each one was blowing up. Like after a minute or two, it'd have like 100,000 views. And then it would get banned. And then it would get 150,000 views, banned. If TikTok allowed me to post these videos, I don't even know how many followers I would have. Because this is years ago. This is like 4 years ago. But they would blow up. And they started flagging every video. So, I mean, it's bad. But seeing these videos again and watching them again for the day that TikTok was banned, even though I had a big following, look, you post that stuff or you post any of this gender bullshit on Instagram, on Reels, the comments are brutal. This is why TikTok censors all the comments. If someone posts that video and I comment a laughing emoji, my comment will get flagged. So I stopped commenting on videos because they get removed. Because then other woke tards will flag it or whatever, and they just ban comments. So I stopped commenting on a lot of these videos because my comments will get removed. I get a TikTok alert, and I didn't want to get my account banned unnecessarily, so I just stopped commenting on these things. But you post this stuff on Instagram Reels, that shit gets lit up. This is why most of this stuff is on TikTok, because you go to Instagram Reels, you're going to get reality in your face, and it's not going to be pretty. So I would have liked TikTok to remain banned so people tried to move this shit over to Instagram Reels and they just got a boot on their neck. And I'm not saying that because you can't voice your opinion, but don't post your opinion online if you're not prepared for people to disagree. And again, you have really sensitive people. And this is why I say my generation, growing up in the online gaming, growing up with like Red Alert, Command and Conquer, and Call of Duty and stuff like that, you get savage shit. Halo chat rooms. Like I always say, if you played Halo online in the early 2000s, you cannot get your feelings hurt on the internet. It's just, you have this calloused iron soul where you can't hurt my feelings. You can't. You're in one of those chat rooms before the game starts. It's just racial slurs and offensive stuff, like stuff about your mom, and you have little kids saying like, yeah, fuck your mom. And they're like 9 years old. It's awesome. It was awesome. So these people are growing up. And that's why a lot of people post. It doesn't affect me because I'm used to shit talking online. I don't take it personally. But of course, if your entire developmental years are, you're perfect just the way you are. You're in this bubble. And then you go and stick your head out in the world and everyone's like, you're a fucking retard. Why you have such a ridiculous mental illness? Oh my God, my feelings. Well, that's reality. You're living in this weird nerfed bubble of delusion. And this is why parenting and these idiots that brainwash your kids, this is why it matters. And this is why it's bad. Yeah, Denny says the COD lobbies, Call of Duty lobbies back in the golden era was legit hilarious. Oh yeah, you couldn't play those games without having a thick skin. You just get ripped a new one. If you're like, stop in my feelings, everyone like, fuck you, followed by like 5 racial slurs, regardless of your race, So it's ridiculous. Loretta says you got banned for glaring ones. Oh yeah, so remember those videos? Some of you found my content. Remember I used to do those stitches where I would just stare at the screen? Those started getting banned. And the reason why I stared at the screen, people were like, why don't you add to the content? All you're doing is looking at the screen. It's because if I made any comment or any kind of facial expression, it would get banned. So I started posting videos with just staring at the screen and they wouldn't get banned. So I just kept on doing that. And it was hilarious because I literally couldn't make a facial expression without getting banned. And then some of those videos got banned too, because I was just staring. It got banned. I'm like, why did I get banned? I just literally looked at the screen. And I didn't even make an angry face. I just stared at the screen and zoomed in on my eyes. and had a little eye twitch. So I got away with that for a while. And it's not that I wasn't trying to be creative and just grift off people's content. It's that was the funny part about it. I could not say anything or do anything that wouldn't get a ban. And some people make all these kinds of response videos, and I don't know if they get their stuff banned too, but I had to literally not make a facial expression if I wanted the video to not get banned. So anyway, that's why I did that. It wasn't because I wasn't trying to be creative. It's that I had to be creative within a paradigm of if I make any sound or facial expression, I would get banned. So I got the eye twitch under the radar and did that for a while. All right. Let's give away today's Swole card. It is Make America Swole. Thank God we're in 2025 and there are only 2 genders. I can say that now, right? Because, well, there always were 2 genders. But now we can say that publicly without people's feelings. Now, their feelings are still going to get hurt. Again, if your feelings are hurt by anything that I say or anything here, it's because you're a huge pussy. If your feelings get hurt by what someone says, that's you, not them. I'm not making you feel a certain way. I'm not saying anything offensive. You're taking offense. Stop being a huge beach. Go to the fucking gym, eat a steak, raise your testosterone. It'll help tremendously. All right. You ready? Make America Swole. Let's give this Swole card away. Here we go. Falcon. Freddie. Thank you, Francois. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Good boy. We've got un winner. Today's winner of the Swole card. It's Rye Guy 44. Hey-o. Rye Guy. Easy on the rye, champ. Easy on the rye. It should be Steak Guy. Change it to Steak Guy 44. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3183 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. Fantastic. Good for you. Oh, Lavash says, can't wait for my class. That's right. Let us know how it goes. Oh, you're going to do it tomorrow. That's fantastic. We need a follow-up. We need details. We need deets. We need information. I want to know how your pronoun class goes. Yeah, this is great. The colors on that card are fire. I got some new fresh markers and I got some new cool different cards. We got some fire stuff coming down the pipeline. Maybe I'll go make some soundboards soon. I just don't feel like making more soundboards. We need some more. We need some fresh. I got to clean out some of these buttons because, you know, these are old. We don't need these anymore.
I got hairy legs.
All these things are gone. I can replace all these soundboards. So this whole shit with Biden, I never want to think of this dude again. So I got a lot of buttons to swap out. So I got my homework cut out for me. Fam, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Join the fam today, swolenormousx.com. Today's Wednesday. So as you may or may not know, Friday we have overtime. So those balls deep edits, those throwbacks, we do 3 new ones every week, plus driving while gaining, sometimes a new driving while gaining. So Friday after the stream, members only. Overtime segments are only for members. Download the Swole Enormous app. Go to swolenormousx.com. Join the fam. Jump on some of those Fuck Your Resolution specials. They're going to be ending soon. So join the fam, then download the app and plug in, subscribe to the podcast. If you have not yet done so, fam, maybe you watch the show here every day. That's great. But if you have not yet done so, go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review and write a review if you can. It helps tremendously for the show. And also with the Swole Enormous app, if you have not yet downloaded the app, or you have and you haven't left a review, please go do so. But you can check out the Swole Enormous app in the App Store or Google Play. Log in. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing, like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, chill. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? My shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin